be servicing the transmission on this BMW X1 F48 chassis. I've got it on timber block so that I can get underneath the car to work. And the first thing I'll do is I'll make sure that I can actually undo the fuel plug of the transmission, which is underneath this airbox. So the first thing I'll do is remove the airbox. So that looks like I've got to remove a few of these 10mm screws, 10mm bolt. Got to loosen this air pipe here and probably unplug this mass airflow sensor and take this out, and I should be able to see the fuel plug. Okay, so I've got the two 10mm nut out, and I think this just lifts up, but there's a little tab here that you have to push in order to take this piece out. Okay, so now I'll take this out, leave it out of the way, and then the next I'll unscrew this and I'll undo this. Okay, so after taking that bolt out and unplugging this connector, there used to be a grey tab here where you push to pull out the plug, but it looks like this is broken by the previous mechanic, I guess. I've loosened this, and now all we have to do is just lift from behind here, because there's a little rubber feet that they're sitting on, that thing is sitting on. So just lift it up. I forgot I had to use a screwdriver to just lift this cable out of the way, so now you should be able to take the airbox out. So down there, I believe that is the fuel plug for the transmission. Okay, so I've loosened the fuel bolt. It's a T55, so always make sure you can undo the fuel before you drain. And if you have a look here, this actually says AISIN, so this is a AISIN transmission. Okay, so before we can drain the transmission fluid, we're going to get under the car and remove a whole bunch of these 8mm screws that holds these pieces together. I think there are, I don't know, there were 10 or 12 or something, so I'll take that out now. So this is the engine oil drain plug, and back here is the transmission drain plug. Okay, so I'm underneath the car now. So right here, this is two different bolts. This center one here is the T40, so we take that out first. That's what used to set the level for the transmission fluid, and after we take that out, we'll take this one out, which is a 17mm. Okay, so I've loosened the center bolt. So I'm just going to unscrew it now and let some fluid drain out. There shouldn't be that much that comes out here. So let that drain, and then I'll use a 17mm to undo the main drain bolt. Okay, I've loosened the main drain plug, so now I'm just going to take it out and let it drain out. So I'm expecting about 3.5 liters for this drain. So what I'll do is, after 3.5 liters has gone out, I'll put everything back together, put 4 liters of fresh oil in, and then drain it again. So I want to get as much of the old oil out as I can. So let's let this drain first. Okay, so it's almost drained now, so I'll just put this plug back in, and I'll top it up with 4 liters of fresh transmission fluid. So because I'm gonna be draining it again very soon, I won't torque this yet. I'll just tighten it. Okay, likewise with this center screw, I'm just gonna tighten it without torquing. This is when you finish. This is only 8 Newton meter anyway. So now I'm just gonna go back up to the top of the car and put in 4 liters of fresh fluid. So here's the fuel plug. I've taken it out and I've topped it up with 4 liters of this Penrite BMW. It's got the same spec as the original AISIN transmission. So what I'll do now is I'll close the fuel plug. I won't torque it yet, I'll just tighten it. Start the car, run through the gears, through every single gear for 2-3 seconds each. Let the transmission fluid mix new and old, and then I'll do another drain. So I'm just going to start the engine now, and I'm going to leave my foot on the brake all the time, and I'm going to run it through the gears. So I'm going to go into reverse, let it go for a few seconds, go into drive, go into manual mode. I'm going to switch it through the gears. As you can see, this car has done 125,000 kilometers. I'm just going through the gears. Okay, so this is my second and final drain. Because the engine was running, so the fluid might be a little bit warm, so just be really careful when you're doing this. So there should be a bit more that comes out from this plug. So it's definitely not as dark as the first drain. Okay, so now I'm going to loosen the main drain bolt. So I'll let that drain out, and then I will replace the O-ring that's on this bolt here, and then I'll come back and torque it up. Okay, I've got the new rubber O-ring in this bolt now, so now I'm gonna tighten it and torque it to 35 Newton meters. So I'm gonna put new rubber washer into this screw. I'll put the part number in the description of the video. And with the center bolt, I'm just gonna tighten it. I won't torque it yet, but it'll only be 8 Newton meters anyway, because I will be doing another, I guess a semi-drain. It's just for setting level. So I'm also going to replace the O-ring for the fuel plug. So I'm putting in another 4 liters of this BMW transmission fluid, and then I'll run the engine until it gets to between 50 and 60 degrees Celsius, and then I'll set the level by opening up the center screw down at the bottom there. Okay, so I've tightened the fuel bolt to 45 Newton meters. Okay, I put everything back in its place, the mass airflow sensor, tightened this holder, put this in with any clicks here, 10mm nuts here, and also 10mm bolt here, and also this little rubber thing that holds this cable. So now I'm just going to get into the car, start the engine, run through the gears, and wait until the transmission fluid gets up to 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, I'm in the car now. I'm running the engine. My foot is on the brake. I'm gonna use my scanner to check the transmission fluid temperature. Go to manual scan, go down to transmission, view data, go down to transmission sensors, and I'm gonna choose the temperature sensors. So I'm gonna wait until it gets to 50 degrees and then drain it from the center bolt. And I'm gonna run through all the gears while I'm waiting. Okay, so it's at 50 now, so by the time I get down there, it just be the right time for me to set the level. It's gonna be 50 degrees with oil, so I've got to be really careful and get my hand out of the way. So I'll wait for it to stop draining, and then I'll put this back. Okay, it's at 52 degrees, 53 degrees now, and it's really slowing down, so I'm just gonna close it now. And I'll torque the center bolt to 8 Newton meters. And that's it, it's fairly light.